Hello, my name is Johnny Masters, and I'm from Kentucky, home of the Rebels, home of the Wildcats, home of the Pig Fuckers. I was born a Catholic and a Republican, so my parents brainwashed my entire childhood. In my entire childhood, I was believing outright lies. In May of 2008, I was in Chicago gathering signatures for Ralph Nader's presidential campaign. This was before Obama was president, before he had the chance to spill oil all over the Gulf. Well, needless to say, but I'm going to say it anyways, I was right. Ralph Nader would have been a better president than Barack Hussein Obama. I mean, Obama hasn't pulled out of Iraq. He's escalating Afghanistan. He's using his generals as scapegoats for his failing empire-building policy. He blindly endorses Israel's aggression. He's bailing out Wall Street and big banks. His healthcare bill bails out the corrupt and overly greedy private corporate health insurance industry. And he even pressured America's biggest congressional progressive, Dennis Kucinich, to sell out. So, the Fox News and the Republicans keep on saying that Obama is a socialist. Obama is no socialist. Eugene Debs is a socialist. And Elmhurst, in Chicago, a suburb of Chicago, killed Eugene Debs, so you guys already killed socialism. Obama is George Bush III, so, thanks a lot, Chicago, but, no thanks. Even Sarah Palin says that we need to be decriminalizing marijuana. I mean, Chicago is where Obama's political career started. This is the city where our commander-in-chief smoked marijuana many years ago with the American terrorist Bill Ayers / Professor. Then Obama hypocritically laughs about the economic prospects of legalizing marijuana, which was America's internet users' #1 question. Obama should know how lucrative the drug market is since he sold cocaine. I mean, Chicago created Al Capone. Al Capone got rich off prohibition of alcohol many, many years ago. You think you guys would have figured this out the first time? Prohibition does not work. When I was 10 years old, Bill Clinton became president, a known pothead. When I was 18 years old, a cokehead alcoholic became president. And coke and alcohol are way worse than marijuana. And now we got a pothead / coke dealer in the White House. So for all you kids out there, if you want to become president of the United States, make sure you follow in their footsteps and do lots of drugs. Smoke pot, get drunk, snort some Colombian cocaine, who takes a lot of our money for their war on drugs and for their drugs. The office of Commander-in-Chief is only available for those who are willing to totally get fucked up. I must say, so far, I've been in Chicago. I haven't seen a murder yet. But then again, I am on the outskirts of the downtown battleground. But then again, I'm in some cheap-ass hotel in the middle of nowhere in BFE, in the sticks. The boonies, around these stereotypical Indiana Hoosier deliverance pig fucking racist wannabe losers. Chicago. It's not New York, it's not Los Angeles. They try to act like they're the second city, but they're not. They're the third city. Chicago, you're the third city. That's right, you're number 3. And your pizza isn't that great either. I mean, what happened to this place? There's corruption everywhere. Obama leaves and the whole place just goes to hell. I saw Blogovich the other day, and I told him that I could give him a job if he could slip me 100. But no, I'm going to say right now, I would not give any government permission, any government agency permission to listen to my emails, to listen to my phone calls. No, you do not have my permission. And if you can get a warrant on me because of the war on terrorists, I'm not a terrorist. And if you can get that on me, then that means the Patriot Act is coming after American citizens. It already has, came after several of them. So for me to be surprised that it would come after me, I mean, I live in Gallatin County, Kentucky, so that means the FBI, the CIA, the NSA, none of them can listen to what I say. Ronnie Smith, our sheriff, is going to stop them from doing that. And be careful with what you're saying and doing, because Big Brother is watching you. I mean, Chicago, and look at your mascots. You got the Bulls, which are good. You got the Bears, which are good. But then you got the Cubs. I mean, Cubs are just little baby bears. And I can't still believe that the dailies are still in power. I mean, remember the 1968 convention? Mayor Richard Daley? Richard or Dick or Adolf? I'm not sure what his first name was. But he was for police state. He was for Gestapo-like tactics. And he's also an anti-Semitic, insane man. Yeah, but today it's still the same. They tried to shut down a Rage Against the Machine concert in 2008. Yeah, and that was just like they did in 1968, but this time they really upped the police force. They had horses, four-wheelers, riot sticks, they had Segways, they had every piece of utility to fight a war that you could possibly use. And you guys still have the dailies are still in power. I mean, you still have those Jew-hating, fascist-loving, Hitler-envying, anti-Semitic, just Gestapo-like terrorists in power. I mean, the Daily terrorized those white kids who were protesting. You need to understand, Chicago, you're living in a police state. You're living in a police state. You're living in a police state. But Chicago, I must admit, I did enjoy petitioning on your L train. I got to meet the people. And so don't get me wrong, the people of Chicago I love. It's the government that I can't stand. Especially the police. And just for smoking a joint, I was beat up by Officer Krzyzewski in Elmhurst. So even though I didn't hurt anybody, one of the government's right-wing fascist faction hurt me repeatedly. And not to mention that Officer Krzyzewski is Polish. I mean, he likes sausage in his ass. And he's got a funny accent. And he's also cross-eyed and retarded. Yeah, you know how many Krzyzewskis it takes to screw in a light bulb? 5. 1 to completely screw you over, 2 to beat you up, 1 to be a lookout, and the other 1 to destroy the videotape and the dash cam. Here in Chicago, even if you didn't hurt anybody else, they believe that they have the right to hurt you. Yeah, Elmhurst is all about police brutality. The city of Elmhurst is just like downtown Chicago, except that there's no black folks or poor folks. And lots of rich folks. Okay, so Elmhurst is nothing like downtown Chicago. I shouldn't be surprised at the Elmhurst Police Department's behavior, since this is the city that took the life of Eugene Debs, the greatest socialist that ever lived, who was put in prison for like over 15 years for speaking out against World War I, which is the war that created the conditions for Hitler to rise to power, popularly being elected, unlike George W. Bush. So it turns out 100 years later, Eugene Debs was right. World War I is what created Hitler. And America threw Eugene Debs in the jail for that, for just talking. You want to say I got freedom of speech? That's some bullshit. My high school teacher was right to teach me that the First Amendment is not the freedom of speech. Eugene Debs, just like Ralph Nader, he ran for president 5 times. He even got over 1 million votes while he was sitting in jail. And then he got old and went into a sanitarium in Elmhurst, where his conspirators finally killed him. So, Elmhurst, you murdered Eugene Debs. You killed socialism. You killed any chance of the government being able to help poor people without being criticized that they're being some crazy communist regime.